At this time on Earth, we are having higher numbers of people experiencing spiritual awakening. There are 5 signs you might be experiencing right now if you are at the beginning stages. Let's get into it. My name is Sammi Saint. I am a spiritual girl. I've gone through a lot. I woke up about 5 years ago. And at the time that I woke up, it was pretty beautiful, but also very, very jarring. So I want to give you some tools and tricks to look out for if you're at the beginning of your own spiritual awakening. Now, what is a spiritual awakening? Sudden awareness and understanding that things are not exactly what they seem. That my entire human experience and everything I've been taught isn't necessarily all that is. Because of this, you often start to look into things that are more in the unknown. And as a result, the unknown starts to reveal itself to you. All right, the first sign you are having a spiritual awakening is probably the most common. And again, this is more of an early sign. This is something that's been talked about more by people, and chances are you know 1 or 2 people that are familiar with the concept. This is angel numbers. What is an angel number? Okay, most people know what it is, so I'm not going to drag this out too long. But an angel number is basically a repeating number or some sequence of numbers that you see more than once. There's a pattern to it. So usually you'll see 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, so on and so forth. You might see numbers like 1111. You might see numbers like 1212, 1234. The idea isn't so much what is going on, it's the fact that you are routinely seeing the number. You might see just one number all the time. You're like, everywhere I go, I see a 333. I see it on receipts. I see it on the clock. Every time I look, somehow it's 333 in the morning or at night, right? It might be that you're seeing everything all at once, right? You look at the clock and every time it's either 111 or it's 222 or it's 333. And it's just a little funny. You're like, that's odd. What's going on? What are the odds that I'm like looking at this and seeing it? That is a sign that you're waking up. You see, numbers and repetitive numbers, specifically angel numbers as some people call them, they basically are just a sign or communication from spirit, the angels, our higher selves, whatever you want to call it, that you are attuned to what is going on. You are tapping into yourself and tapping into the unknown because of that. And as a result, yeah, you might be seeing all different types of numbers and they might catch you off guard. License plates, like I said, receipts. Sometimes I've had the most bizarre moment where it's just there and then it's there again 2 seconds later and it's like you can't really make it up. One thing I like to keep in mind about angel numbers and things like that is sometimes you'll be over the moon and excited and looking them all up all the time. And while it's good to learn, sometimes you can go a little crazy because you feel like you're seeing so many and it's hard to figure out what does it mean. Usually in these circumstances, I just swap my mindset and I take it as just a thumbs up that I'm tuned in and hopefully, well, not even hopefully, that I'm tuned in and I'm following along the path, right? Whatever path my soul came here to figure out. Sign number 2. Okay, sign number 2 is kind of like an angel number, but it's a synchronicity. Everyone knows what a synchronicity is. They just often go under the name coincidence, right? We know a coincidence. We know a situation where maybe someone said someone's name and then you go home and the name's on television. You're like, oh, that's weird. Again, it's like, oh, what are the odds of this? And it kind of gets you thinking like, wait, what are the odds of something like that happening? And, your brain starts to be like, is it something more? And sometimes it is. Actually, oftentimes it probably is. I think one of the funniest moments that this has happened for me, or one of the more recent ones where it was just almost silly, was I was wanting to go to the zoo and then I get to work and there's a ton of stuff about the zoo. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. I was thinking it and now I see it. And it was just like one of those moments. And usually those happen more and more. Tons of times in a day, they might mean certain things. And again, you could get kind of carried away. I usually take it as a wink that you're on the right track. It's just a sign from somewhere higher. Some people call it spirits, people call it your higher self, the all. It's just a sign that you're attuned to kind of what's going on. You're more tapped into your unique kind of essence that is slowly and quietly guiding you down a different type of path. All right, getting into number 3, sign 3 that you're having a spiritual awakening is a sudden call to meditation, maybe an unexplainable call. One day you wake up and you're like, I feel like I just need to get still. You may never have thought about it before, you may never have tried it before, but you're suddenly called into stillness out of kind of nowhere. Usually this stillness is occurring because the more quiet we get, the more we can basically get real and comfortable with ourselves. And from there, we can start tuning into the environment around us, right? We're basically like experiencing the world through ourselves, but the more we turn in instead of outwards, the more we will figure out what specific lane, what unfolding is starting to happen more and more. You need to get quiet to know what's going to happen next, right? Sign number 4, that you are in the midst of a spiritual awakening. Again, an early sign. There are later signs too. But an earlier sign, I would say, is that suddenly your job, it's just like, it's not it. And you don't really know why. You might have been working in a field for like 5 years, could be 10 years. Oh my gosh, could be 40 years. It really doesn't matter. Could be 6 months, But basically, suddenly, for some reason, the work you are doing stops resonating. It stops feeling good. And you kind of start questioning, like, hey, what's the point of all this? Why am I doing this, right? It doesn't feel like it's meaningful. You don't feel like you're contributing. And as a result, that can sometimes make us really sad. And we kind of have to work through some of those feelings as we're deciding what to do next. And last but not least, the 5th sign that you are having a spiritual awakening coincides with number 4. It's that suddenly, because you are detaching from this job, and it could be something else, but often I see for me at least, it was more career oriented. The 5th sign is that you have this sudden desire for purpose. You want to make something meaningful happen with your life. You don't just want to sit past and let all this time go by. You don't want to work forever doing something that you don't even know if it's benefiting anybody, let alone yourself. So you have this sudden desire for purpose. And the interesting part is that kind of leads you into your next, I would say, set of stages that you'll enter, because this is really the beginning, which is just the actual waking up, right? And then from there, you go deeper and deeper and deeper. So it's not a 1 goes to 2, it's not a step by step, but chances are you will have experienced 1 or more of these signs. Please comment below if you have been experiencing them. Trailing back to number 5, if you are with me to the end and you feel like you're now wondering about this purpose, what I can tell you is it's just a slow and quiet and simple, but somehow miraculous unfolding to the next kind of step of what you are supposed to do. It's not always this big reveal right away, because that would be no fun, is what I've gathered, because I am impatient. But yeah, if you made it to the end of this video and you have had any of these signs, please comment below. My name is Sammi Saint. I would love to hear what you've experienced, if you have experienced all 5, if maybe some of your friends are experiencing them. And on top of that, if you have anyone that you feel could benefit from this video, I would appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up and sent it to them, and subscribe to the channel, because I am planning to make more and more content of this nature. I have been on a beautiful journey for 5 years, and I feel like I have a lot more understanding that I can share with others, especially in a time that is so chaotic but so beautiful. My name's Sammi Saint. See you later.